What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 178 of Park to Prem here with Towel or Town, and it feels very weird today. It's the 23rd of June, and we're here at the FIFA Club World Cup, which, if you don't know, it's the Club World Cup. You may know that normally, and in current day scenario, this is something that happens every year. However, FIFA have plans to upscale it. That is reflected in Football Manager. And, well, here we are. It's the middle of the summer. It feels weird to be back here. This is a competition that happens once every 4 years. We actually qualified for this competition off the back of our performance when we won the Champions League 4 years ago now. So, yeah, a little while back going to when we qualified for this. But you can see here we are. Lots of exceptionally good teams in here. PSG knocked out by Man City. You can see LAFC, Flamengo and Shanghai in a group together. And, well, in our group, we have Botafogo and Supersport United. So today we're going to be doing the group stage. You play each team once. Supersport United, a South African team whose key player is Monama. He does not look particularly good. We should be beating them very, very comfortably. As for Botafogo, I did have a quick peek at their team. It's actually quite good. They've got a few exceptional players. Jean Carlos, by far and away the best player in their team. What an incredible striker this guy is. 22 years old, and I have noticed that in general the Brazilian teams have kept hold of some of their really good talent in this save game. So as I flick through their team, whilst it's not nearly as good as ours, and that's kind of to be expected, they have nevertheless got some really, really impressive players. Certainly players that we're going to have to be a little bit wary of in the second game of today's episode. And as I said already, Jean Carlos, the one to be fearful of. So anyway, it's a little bit bizarre because we're midway through the summer. In terms of what's been happening, I've got a load of youngsters joining, which you already knew about, but one recent addition is Vinicius Adolfo, who I really like the look of. He is 17 years old, ambitious, joining us next summer, but nevertheless, planning for the future, even if I may not be there. And you can see I have made a bid for Smolio. That was promptly rejected by PSG. £95 million. I know I promised I wanted to bring him back, and I still want to bring him back, and he's unhappy and he wants to join us. But I feel like we could be in for a long, drawn-out summer of trying to get Demir back to Townlaw, where, in my opinion, he belongs. When you look at his history, I feel like it was always meant to be that he would return here. We're going to do our utmost to make it happen sooner rather than later. But anyway, let's get into the games today. And the first one is against Supersport United. We have not got a massive rest between this game and the next one. And, well, you can see here, you can have an infinitely big bench, which is lovely. The only issue being that a load of our players are away on international duty at various youth levels. So, unfortunately, the Under-21s European Championship is going on. Half our team is away at that. And then the likes of Makassi are currently playing in the African Cup of Nations, if I'm not mistaken, which I imagine is going to be impacting Supersport a little bit. It looks like a few of their key players are away on international duty. So, yeah, they've got a few virtual players, the greyed out players, to make up their squad. Really, we should be beating them very comfortably in today's first episode. I'm hoping it's going to be nice and comfortable. Maybe we can get a few goals, a bit of a confidence builder. And off the back of this, we've got a few days rest to the game against Botafogo, where I imagine we will rotate things around. Hopefully be able to give a real variety of players game time. However, given the fact that we've not got a particularly big squad for this competition due to the international duty scenario, there is going to be a little bit of change needed. But yeah, to be honest, it feels very weird to be back in the middle of the summer. I've not done a load of transfer business because I find it difficult to do transfer business whilst also playing through a competition like this. It was something that I really struggled with when we were at the World Cup as England manager, was both managing England and then also trying to do all the club stuff at, well, transfer level. And whilst, obviously, it's all club-focused, I do find it a bit of a weird distraction. That said, it is something that we do need to cast an eye towards, but it's still only early June. The transfer window only opened a couple of days ago, and so it's all just a bit weird and fresh. And while we're going to take an early lead here, it's now 1-0 against Supersport United. I'm going to confess to something now, everyone. I have a pizza in the oven. It's meant to be in the oven for 20 minutes, so I'm hoping that this first game isn't going to be full of highlights and full of replays of us absolutely spanking them. Otherwise, I will need to go and get the pizza midway through the first match of the episode, which I don't believe is particularly professional. So let's hope the players can do us a favour, although the fact there is a highlight here for them makes me concerned. We could be in for a long match, and the pizza may well have to be fetched out the oven midway through while everything else is going on. Clearly, I'm not taking the Club World Cup Championship nearly as seriously as I should be. Anyway, Aurelio down the line to Frost. whips it in. Holman's there, the Argentine, wide to Vincent. Already one assist to his name. Can he pick out Shvetsov? He can. Headers it against the woodwork and it's hacked away and away to safety. Dominant display so far. 79% of possession after the opening 10 minutes. Kind of going the way you would expect, I suppose. SuperSport United, a bit of a mismatch, perhaps them meeting up against us. We were quite fortunate with our draw, really. I was a bit worried when I saw it because it turns out this competition isn't seeded at all, hence the fact that PSG and Man City ended up in the same group. It would be interesting to see if maybe we could get drawn against Dortmund, maybe try and avenge them for the Champions League that went on this season just gone, where, if you were wondering, they did reach the final of the Champions League, Dortmund, but they actually lost to Barcelona after extra time, and the player who scored in extra time was actually a player on loan from us to Barcelona, Pavlovic. So the Serbian striker has perhaps earned a shot at first-team football next year, although we have quite a lot of strikers, so I need to figure out how he's going to fit in. But I feel like he has to be rewarded for denying Dortmund the Champions League, although in some ways maybe it would have been nice to be able to claim, well, at least we lost to the winners. Anyway, Aurelio in the wide area here. He's fallen over. That didn't look like a foul in 3D, but VAR is going to have a look at it. The referee is going over to the TV. This is not Premier League VAR. He's allowed to use his little iPad in the corner. Was it a penalty? I didn't think it looked like one in 3D, but 3D is not always the best representation when it comes to stuff like this. And what's the referee going to give? He's going to give the penalty. I mean, they've had 18% of the ball. That is concerning, I think is probably the best word to describe how that is. Either way, we're very long and drawn out here, but the penalty is given. Who is over it? It is Andrei Shvetsov. Is he going to be able to find the back of the net? Is he going to be able to open his goal-scoring account for the season? Of course he is. It's a bit weird. This is almost like a glorified pre-season friendly in a weird way. I don't know what the prize money's like for this competition. I feel like it'll actually be quite an entertaining competition to watch in real life, assuming it takes a format like this. Of course, with everything going on in the world, it would not surprise me if plans change a little for this competition over the next couple of years. But no, we're doing pretty well in the early stages here. 2-0 up, SuperSport United. Just, they don't look very super, is perhaps the most polite way to describe things. I feel like we're the baddies. Should I feel bad? I do a little bit. Mateus Aurelio doesn't look like he gives a hoot. He does not care about showing any mercy. Back to Kaiser, switches it to Norman, nods it down to Vincent. Whipped into Shvetsov, who heads it. What a header it is. 43 goals for the season. So is the season not reset? I mean, could Andrei Shvetsov end up with 50 for the year? I don't know when the official reset point is for the season. Because I suppose this is the tail end of the previous season? I don't know. We've done the end of season review. In my mind, that was the end of the year. But apparently the game is like, yeah, this is still the same season. Shvetsov, get 50, mate. It's doable. Although, for the sake of my pizza, I may start skipping some goal highlights soon, because this is turning out to be a little bit embarrassing for SuperSport United. Although it's a good chance for us to pad our goal-scoring stats as Shvetsov's through again. Can he tuck this one away? He can't. I mean, by his own incredibly high standards, that is a horrific miss. Just smashes it straight at the keeper, who deals with it well. Norman maybe can add a set-piece assist to his Arsenal as it goes all the way across the pitch. Frost tripped out Monama in the end there. Thought he was going to get on the end of a Shvetsov flick-on, but it's been dealt with. And well, we've made it to the 30th minute, and it's only 3-0. I say only 3-0 because it feels like it could be significantly more before the night is over. We've had 21 shots. We're on course for 60 across the game if it continues to play out like this. We are, well, just knocking the ball around for fun right now. It feels a bit like we're playing Brandon, except we're getting paid money to do this on the international stage. I almost feel like a hitman. Anyway, Vincent, an assist to Mateus Aurelio. Normally I would skip this effort here, but let's savour it. It's his first of the year, the Brazilian. He's actually looking a little bit tired at right back. Has been a couple of weeks since we officially ended the season in England with that FA Cup game. No friendlies that I scheduled. I didn't think about scheduling friendlies. I didn't really think about match fitness for this competition. It's not a competition I've ever played in before in Football Manager, so it's just a big venture into the unknown for me, really. Anyway, Kaiser looking to get it forward. Mateus Aurelio and Vincent, so much space to work in. I noticed they're playing a really narrow strike force and kind of attacking midfield setup, which just leaves the midfielders having fun on the overlap. I think this is going to get ruled out by VAR, so we're not going to celebrate. Indeed it is. I don't know who was offside there, but apparently it was Norman. Only 4 minutes since we last scored a goal. I know there's been multiple highlights in that time, but it feels like the game is just making us watch everything at this point. Mateus Aurelio bringing it forward, just skipping forward. Look at him go, the Brazilian. Options in the middle. Can he pick them out? In fact, he goes to Matasevic. We're playing it smart. We're playing it patient. We want to keep the 75% possession. Going into this game, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I didn't want to just gloss over this game. It's our debut in the Club World Cup. I didn't want to play down SuperSport United's chances in case the game ended up being really close. But by the way that this has played out so far, it's pretty evident that we are a class above the African side, and it's going to be a long day for them. It's perhaps the most gentle way of phrasing what we're witnessing here. It's been just complete domination from start to finish. And Shvetsov, I mean, he wants his 50. You can see it in his eyes. Every single time the ball comes in, he's looking goalwards and trying to score. Norman whips this one in. Shvetsov down. Frost has to hit the target there and just doesn't. It hits the side netting from what looked like a more difficult opportunity to miss than score. Maybe one last chance before half-time. Mateus Aurelio. Again, the wing-backs just afforded so much space. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, but they're playing it with 3 centre-attacking mids and 2 centre mids. There's absolutely no coverage for their full-backs. And combined with the 3 strikers who are moving around, the wing-backs feel compelled to mark the wider attackers, and it just leaves acres of space for us to just function in. Mateus Aurelio, ball across here. Vincent plays it forward. Great ball by Vincent, it's got to be said. And Shvetsov's finish tidily in off the post. I imagine is going to be the end of the action for the first half, although that would be telling a lie, because with 15 seconds left, we're not showing any mercy. We're bringing the ball forward again. Aurelio, Kaiser, gives it back to Matasevic, hits it from range. Oh my word, he's hit the woodwork and it's hacked clear. I thought Matasevic wasn't going to be able to one-up his goals from the end of the Premier League season, but he almost did there, the woodwork denying him. Insane goal. Shvetsov heads just over as well. And I feel bad. Shvetsov has a hat-trick. I'd lost count. Apparently he won it got it a while ago. I have just annoyed all the players by telling them I'm not happy. We'll just confuse them. It's better that they're confused than angry at me, I think. Just in autopilot at this point. I think the players are in autopilot as well, so I can't be blamed for just selecting the wrong team talk option. We're all over them. I mean, 15 seconds into the half, we're attacking them again. Mateus Aurelio... I mean, if that doesn't sum up the game, I don't know what does, and I just feel bad for them. Kamalo has conceded it. It's one of the worst own goals you're going to see in FM this year. SuperSport United fans, I am very sorry that you are having to endure this. This is just not pretty viewing at this point. I thought Aurelio was going to score a banger here as he went for a Di Canio-esque finish, but instead, Kanye here kicks at Kamalo's back, and it just goes straight in the back of the net. Vincent has 4 assists from right back. He's having a great time. He's absolutely loving it right now. I think the whole team's loving it, to be fair. Norman inside to Holman. I mean, we could end up with a few top goal scorers, I suppose, for this competition. I imagine there's a few other spankings going on in the various other games. The next game in today's episode against Botafogo should be more of a challenge. Obviously, one of the leading teams in Brazil, Botafogo, and when I looked through their side, they did actually have a few players of quality. Oh my word, we've hit the woodwork again. It was almost another Vincent assist. It's been... is one-way traffic fair? I don't even think one-way traffic really... The traffic's not going one way. The traffic in one direction just doesn't exist anymore. Shvetsov, 4th goal of the game. He could end up on 50 before the end of the season, depending on when the cut-off point is, I suppose. I feel like usually the cut-off point for the end of the season is kind of towards the end of June. You have that point where the league table and everything resets. Having a sneaking suspicion this competition lies either side of that reset. So there's a reasonable chance that he'll, get to 40 or however many we end up with here, and then he doesn't quite make it to 50 just due to the way this league works out. But, well, he can give it a go by getting as many as he can here. It's his 46th. It's the 50th minute. I'm conscious. My pizza is going to be ready in 4 minutes. So far, this match has been going on for about 12. We're barely past half-time. I feel... I'm going to have to go rescue the pizza soon. Shvetsov doesn't care about my pizza. All he cares about is the 50 goals. I mean, can he get 50 goals in a season? He could still do it. He needs 4 more. I'm going to go to more attacking, I think, and see if that can just benefit us by committing a few more men forward. Norman, Vincent, back to Norman. Shvetsov's in the middle. Shvetsov's lurking. Frost is there too. It's hacked away clear, but Vincent collects, and Well, as he's already demonstrated multiple occasions today, he can put a ball through. Players queuing up in the middle. Goes to Kaiser. Bit of patient probing play here. We're showing a degree of respect, it feels like. Kaiser whips it in, though. Frost is there, back post. Saved away. What a save by the keeper. Vincent with it, though. Back to Frost. Oh, my word. He hits the woodwork. We've hit the woodwork 6 times. And it's 8-0. It could have been way, way worse for Supersport United. Frost. Oh, dear. I do feel a little bit bad. I mean, at least they've still got 11 players on the pitch, I suppose. But it's getting to a point now where it's difficult to describe it without sounding like I'm repeating myself. But really, at this point, we're all invested in, can Shvetsov get 50 goals? Can he get 50 goals in a season? Is it possible? It'd be one hell of an achievement if he could do it. The most mad thing is he's got 6 in this game here. Oh, I've blown up my microphone there by laughing far too loudly, but I think the only thing I can really do is laugh. I could cry for Supersport United, I suppose. I wasn't sure what I was going to title today's video, but it might be 50 goals in a season, ? Could happen. He needs 2 more. He's up to 7 for the game. I feel so bad. I feel so... I don't feel bad. It's 10-0. It's 10... Is this the biggest win in Town or Town history? It's going to be up there, I imagine. Norman dinks in. Frost. Shvetsov on the half volley. Not a bad finish at all. Oh, dear. Oh, I mean, we're running out of time. 23 minutes. Shvetsov needs 2 more for 50. Get your predictions in. Can he get it this game? Frost. I mean, thread him through. He's lurking. He's ready. He may even look to pass it on ahead. Or he could just... he's going to do it. He's just inevitable at this point. It's just going to happen. It's 8 goals for the game for Andrei Shvetsov. And I just feel a little bit bad. It feels inevitable. 23 minutes to get 1 more. I mean, surely he's going to pull it off. I probably should be making some subs, but everyone's playing so well, it almost feels like it'd be rude to make some subs. I guess we could bring in Cancina. I mean, Mike Frost has got a hat-trick of assists, so I'm going to take off Norman. Matasevic, only on an 8.8 pathetic. We'll bring in Andre for him. One thing I forgot to mention, Jano Leskinen, we've had an £80 million bid from Arsenal that I've accepted, but he is still in the squad right now. But that could be a move that happens. Anyway, Shvetsov needs 1 more for 50. He's there. He's got it. I mean, he's got a triple hat-trick in a competitive match. He's got a triple hat-trick in a competitive match. Have you ever seen a better striking performance? Because I don't know if I have in Football Manager. He's got 9. Could he get 10 in a competitive... I mean, he's got his 50 for the season. He's under it. He's flicked on. Cancina's hit the woodwork again. That's number 7. I'm now going to go rescue my pizza. But you know what? I'm going to leave it playing. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm going to go leave it to cool down. But I don't know what else to say. It's been embarrassing. Right, I'm back. I don't know if I've missed any goals. I don't think I have. In fact, I think there's been a drying up of goals, although Shvetsov could still get 1 more for the 10 goals. It's still on the cards. He's lurking in the middle. Someone pick him out. He's there at the near post. He's there. He's slide tackled. Frost, give it to Shvetsov. Just pass it to Shvetsov. I need a player instruction to pass it to Shvetsov. That needs to be an option. It's 12-0. I feel like since Shvetsov got his triple hat-trick, he's gone, maybe I'll be kinder. Maybe I mean, I said I don't know if there's much left to achieve here at Town or Town last episode. We've now had a player score a triple hat-trick in a competitive match. So I guess we'll tick that off the bingo card. It's 13-0. I just feel bad, really. I mean, I hope Botafogo give us a better game. They have had a shot, to be fair. So it wasn't on target, but they have had a shot. Foster's got another assist. I mean, you might as well give Shvetsov the golden boot now, I suppose, for this whole competition, because I don't think anyone else is going to get 9 goals and the rest of it combined. I thought the suffering was going to be over with 15 seconds left, but there's another highlight starting right away, so There could be another. It could be 14. Holman. Someone find Shvetsov. He needs one more, bless him. Frost is there. Frost, go on then. 24 for the season for Mike Frost. And, well, I'm going to be able to enjoy my pizza with a smile on my face, I suppose. What an insane game this is. I mean, you could argue this is boring to watch, and there is an element of that. There's also an element of how bad can it get for SuperSport United? The answer... There's another highlight. I mean, please just blow the whistle and end the game. Please just blow... The thing is, because we've had 2 goals, there is very much... There is a fair opportunity there could still be one more here. And, I mean, if Shvetsov gets 10, we're on the pitch. Aurelio whips it in. Shvetsov's there. Shvetsov, that might get ruled out. He's handballed it. He's handballed it and got a yellow... I mean, I appreciate the shithousery of trying to score via a handball just to make sure you get 10 in the game. Aurelio, is he actually going to... He could still get it. Shvetsov's through. Rebound. He's actually got 10 in the game. I thought when he tried to handball it and score, that was it. He wasn't going to be able to get to 10 for the game. Shvetsov has scored 10 goals in a competitive match. And whilst it might be the Club World Championship and it might be against a South African side... I don't think I've ever had a player do that before in Football Manager. In friendlies, yes. Against minnows, yes. He even tried to handball it in the end to... I mean, what do you say? He's got 10 in a match. Give him the golden boot now. Just give him the golden boot. We might as well just give him the golden boot now. He's got 10 goals. The next highest is 4. Vincent and Mike Frost battling it out for the assists as well with 4 each. I don't know what to... We've got Botafogo still to play. We'll go to the bottom. I don't know what... I'm lost for words. It's just embarrassing, but he's got 10. I mean, just in case it does reset at any point, 50 goals for the season, although it's only showing 43 here, which is interesting. But we'll trust what the game said before about the 50, because it sounds more impressive. I wonder what competition is reset here. It might be the Champions League. It looks like the Champions League isn't showing. Has he played in too many competitions that the Champions League just doesn't show anymore? I think he might. I think he's actually broken this screen. Anyway, we'll go on ahead, I suppose. It's good so far. Hopefully we can wrap up the job against Botafogo, who did beat SuperSport United 3-0 themselves. But yeah, I think it might be a struggle for them to, beat us. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so it is time for match number 2 and some sad news. We have hit the official end of season point. So, unfortunately, if I look at the squad overview screen here, it is just blank and it's just a bit sad. But yeah, Shvetsov did hit 51 goals. I did go and check it. For some reason, the Champions League goals just weren't showing up. Anyway, we've got Botafogo now. It's at 1 o'clock, so we've not had a lot of rest at all. This is being played on a Friday. We have rested the players as best we could, but... I mean, you can see here from the condition, they are struggling to the point where I really need to rotate some stuff here, more than I was really anticipating needing to do. Of course, we've got plenty of subs that we can use if we need to. It's a bit of a shame that we've got so many players just not particularly fit, and also just so many players out on international duty, because it does make things a little challenging for us. I feel like, given the current situation, the most logical thing to do is basically keep the players of the highest condition on the pitch. That sounds obvious, but that does mean dropping the likes of Frost and Shvetsov and keeping Steve Norman on. But the reality is, I don't really want to risk any unnecessary injuries. Leskinen is on his way out to go to Arsenal. I may delay that transfer upon waiting for it to go through, simply so that he can play for a few more games. If this is going to be our squad for the competition, if there's any way that I can, just keep 1 or 2 more players in the squad, I think I've got to try and do it, basically. But anyway, due to the lack of match fitness, condition just hasn't recovered very well at all. So this could be a little bit challenging, particularly because Botafogo have had a little bit of a bigger rest. They played against SuperSport United before we took on SuperSport. That fixture, by the way, against SuperSport, the win, was the biggest win in Club World Cup history. The previous record was 11-0 by Man City, and in that game, Man City had a player score 5 goals. So for Shvetsov to get 10 goals in a 15-0 win, kind of blew all the records out of the water. But anyway, we're going to see how we get on against Botafogo today. You can see they've got Jean Carlos, who looks perfectly fit and ready and raring to go, so that's what I didn't want to see. He is going to be the player who we really need to worry about trying to shut down. They have not a bad team, Botafogo, by any means. Of course, I back us to win it. We have the quality to win it. I will say now, however, with the current fitness situation, there is a little kind of lingering doubt in the back of my mind that we could run into a bit of trouble in this game, because they're not a bad team by any means. Botafogo, probably a low-end Premier League team in terms of quality. Anyway, we'll see how they do here as they bring the ball forward through Welves down the left-hand side. Tries to whip in, does whip in. Laurent looked offside, but Morrigan holds on to it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. The lighting on this pitch in 3D looks really nice in this match. I can't work out why. To me, it just looks better than the last game. Sometimes Football Manager looks really nice in the match engine in 3D, and this is one of those days where the lighting just looks good. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe it just looks the same, but to me, it just looks more satisfying. Anyway, we're taking on Botafogo. It's 0-0 after 15 minutes. No chances either way. We've had more of the shots and more of the possession, but that's not really saying a great deal. Worth noting that we are playing in our away kit for this game. They have stolen our black and white iconic stripes, but to be fair, I quite like the away kit, and so does Norman. Blazing down this side, probably, I say probably, he absolutely should have squared it to Dylan Turnbull there, who was free in the middle. To be fair, I feel like most of the time he does square it in that situation, but greed got the better of Norman there, as he did go for goal. He shouldn't have gone for goal. He knows deep down inside he shouldn't have. You may have saw, just in the comparison between the two teams listed, our condition is problematic, to say the very least. It's not ideal. Of course, it'd be lovely if we could have all 12 spots on the bench filled, but international duty kind of restricts that, though. Cancina hits the woodwork. I believe a draw would be good enough for us here, by the way, to go through on goal difference because of the other game. That said, you would anticipate us to win this game, and based on how this game's been playing out so far, we probably should be winning it. As Deacon picks up the dreaded injury, he's going to have to get subbed off, but you can see here, look at this, it's horrible viewing. It's almost it could well descend into a battle of attrition, this. Can we avoid injuries against Botafogo here? Going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. It's 0-0 at the break. I think we can probably check next time a highlight starts the exact group scenario, but my understanding is, based on the result staying like it is here, this would be enough for us to finish top, and indeed it would be. So a draw is fine, a defeat and we would go out, which would be nothing short of a disaster. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, and that the tiredness isn't going to come back to bite us, as we do have a chance here. Really nicely knocked around. Vincent on the far side skips past his man. Can he add another assist to his collection? Cancina's at the back post, cleared away, falls to Andre. He hits it over. Cancina's carrying a knock. I mean, I'm going to take him off to play it safe. I'm going to bring in Frost to play at the right forward position. An hour gone and still no goals, but it's been an absolutely dominant display. They've had one shot on target to our 5. I mean, they've given us more of a fight than Supersports have. I'm a little concerned that nothing's happened, and now they've got a set piece, which is going to go just over. That is a warning and a half in our direction. We need a goal here, really. I want to feel comfortable. Until the final whistle goes, I will be eternally paranoid that they are going to score a very late goal that leaves us no time to reply. Of course, one goal in our favour could change that quite drastically, as Mateus Aurelio picks out a superb ball to Andrei Shvetsov. Tight angle, hits it into the side netting. On off the bench, I want to say fresh-legged. He's got 72% condition. He's barely fresh at all. But on off the bench, was hoping he could have the immediate impact. And now Austin's going to get sent off, which does raise some concerns, because he's now going to be suspended. I can play Leskinen at centre-back. It's a little-known fact that Jarno Leskinen, in a previous life, did play centre-back. One of those bizarre bits of trivia that I imagine many of you just didn't know or can't remember. But yeah, that is a thing. I think we are going to stick with the multiple strikers. I say that, I'm just thinking, actually, we could play Frost on the left and then Norman on the right. That might be the way to go, and put them on support. It could be a nervy last 5 minutes here, but I want to stay positive. I want to stay, going forward. Hopefully we can just shut up shop here if we get it forward, score that one chance. 6 minutes of added time. I'm happy for it to finish 0-0. It's not a classic. It's not a classic, but I mean, it was always going to be a struggle to live up to the expectations that the previous match set. You can see here, qualification blow, they had a chance, but a 0-0 draw eliminates them. Cancino out for 4 to 7 days. When is the next game? When is the next game of this competition? Because that's my next concern, is how much of a rest do we get? I would quite like a long one, if that's not too much to ask for. Because our players, I mean, I want to say they're dead, but I think that would almost be an understatement right now. A crazy situation to be in. You can see a load of players are already rested as well, and it's just not been enough for them. But yeah, I mean, this competition, I love it as a concept, but as we are discovering, absolute nightmare from a squad perspective. It is leaving us, well, with injury after injury and holes just appearing left, right and centre. A few injuries as well really doesn't help our case. I think our bench might be a little bit empty for the next game. I don't know if players returning from from international duty will be able to meet up with the squad and play. I would expect that they can, but I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest. But we're going to rest some players. We've got Chelsea in 2 days. I mean, thank you. Thank you, FM, for giving us a nice long rest. It's going to be at the Camp Nou, so get ready for that. That's going to be coming your way tomorrow, as well as potentially the semi-final. I think tomorrow we will do the quarter-final and the semi-final if we get that far, and then the final will, of course, follow the day after that, if we make it that far. Now, to be honest, given how this is shaping up, it could be a pretty big if, because our squad is falling to pieces, which is, I mean, less than ideal. We are going to be down to 5 subs, I think, for the next game. One of those is going to be a goalkeeper as well, so 4 outfield players on the bench. Less than ideal. We will try and manage it as best we can, but I don't know what to tell you. It's been a weird episode today, but just looking at things here, yeah, it's going to be a situation, I imagine. Anyway, I'm going to try and sort out this mess. Hopefully I see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you for your support on this series. Crazy game for Shvetsov, arguably his best performance ever for Town or Town. I'll leave you to look at his beautiful face, and I'll see you again soon. It is me, Jack, and I'm out. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.